This is the film show on Hospital Radio Medway. That was Friend Like Me from Aladdin. Not the old one, the new one. Mm-hmm. If you've been living in a cave, you might not have heard that Disney have remade the film. They've re-released it in live-action gloriousness, starring Will Smith as the genie, which was a controversial decision. And pretty much a cast of relative unknowns in the lead roles. And directed by Guy Ritchie, who is responsible for Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels.
There we go.
And Snatch. I want to say Snatch, but the name's gone out of my head now.
It's like you're asking me.
Yeah.
I don't
and
know.
Sherlock Holmes as well, the one with Rob Downey Jr.
Of course.
Yeah.
How could you forget?
Yeah. So Aladdin is in cinemas now, and as we've just heard, it has topped the UK box office for the second week running. Okay, Beth, I'm going to go straight in. What do you think?
I liked it.
Why did you like it?
I don't know. I'm not. I don't like Aladdin. I don't like Aladdin. When I was growing up, the Disney film, the animated one, it was never my favourite.
Yep.
And I never used to watch it. So I didn't have really big, expectations of liking this, but I actually really did.
Do you know what, though? Like, we've come out a couple of remakes of Disney films where you haven't liked the original, but have liked this. Beauty and the Beast being the other one.
Yeah, I could watch the live-action version of Beauty and the Beast all day, every day, but I hate the animated one.
So it kind of begs the question that I feel like these remakes are just redundant because we still remember and enjoy the originals.
Yeah.
But I guess with audiences like yourselves who didn't enjoy the first one, they're obviously trying to do something a bit different, and maybe there is some value to it.
This is the thing, I'm very open with saying that I don't like the remakes. I don't like the fact that they're just remaking it and they should do something more original.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually really like them, and I loved Will Smith in this.
Yes. Do you know what? He had a lot of bad press when he was first cast, but I kind of feel like whoever was cast would have had bad press because everyone still remembers Robin Williams and they wanted to hate whoever was going to be the new genie.
Yeah, because you think of Aladdin, you instantly think of Robin Williams as the genie, and it's so iconic.
Yeah. But I thought... So my feelings on this film was that the first act was pretty diabolical. But I say this as someone who did really enjoy the original, so maybe that clouded my judgment a bit. But I just felt like it was a bit messy. I felt like Aladdin and Jasmine were introduced way too quickly. It all felt a bit rushed. And I just didn't really like what he did with the action sequences as well, which is weird coming from a guy who makes action films for his living. But Will Smith brought the film alive.
Yeah.
Because it was, weirdly enough, it was the musical sequences that were the best part about the film. And I could enjoy the film by kind of getting lost in the sequences like Friend Like Me and what was the other one? I forget the name of the song, Prince Ali.
Yeah.
And actually, I was surprised at just how well Guy Ritchie was able to direct that, but how badly he directed all the action.
But then, does that surprise you? Because surely in every Disney film, I could name a handful of Disney films that I don't particularly like, but I watch them because I love the musical sequences in them, like the animated ones.
Yeah, but then...
So it kind of ties in.
The difference is that the directors of the previous adaptations had some sort of history of directing musicals, whereas Guy Ritchie was a really odd choice, and I just expected something that would be a lot more action heavy.
But then that's obviously why he was doing it. It's not an action film; it's Aladdin.
Yeah.
So he's not gonna make it like an action film. I don't think you're being fair to poor Guy Ritchie.
But the problem was where there was action sequences, like the scenes where Aladdin's running away from the guards and everything else. It was just bad. It was badly done.
Bad. It was not. No, it wasn't. It was good.
It was quite badly done, I thought.
I don't think it was.
But I take some solace in the fact that there were certain scenes and sequences that I did really enjoy. But on the whole, I still very much prefer the original.
Well, it's number one at the box office. A lot of people disagree with
a lot of people do disagree. Yeah. Or a lot of people are just silly enough to buy the hype.
I didn't want to go. I didn't want to see it.
Yeah,
and
true.
I really liked it.
I'm glad you liked it. I am. And I guess it does kind of refute our argument that they don't need to remake these films, because if you can watch Aladdin in any form and enjoy it, then I guess it's a win.
Exactly.
So yeah. But okay, so on the whole, Will Smith, I thought, carried that film.
Yeah.
And he was a game changer for me. I was bored silly until Will Smith appeared.
I did love Will Smith, and I'm not a big fan of his acting. I like him.
Yeah.
I really, really like him. Like, I'm not really into a lot of films that he's done.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was standout. Aladdin was really good though.
Yeah, and I was going to ask what you made of the cast, because I feel what I respected about this film is that it had the confidence to cast people that they clearly thought were best for the character, as opposed to just trying to get a load of big names involved. So what did you think?
Well, obviously Will Smith was great, fantastic bit of casting. I think Aladdin was a really, really good bit of casting. I think he was really, really good, and it's probably going to do wonders for his career.
Yep.
He was really fun to watch. Jasmine was very blah, she wasn't anything good. Like, she was all right, she wasn't bad.
Yeah, I think there was criticism around the casting of Naomi Scott, because she's British, and there were calls for Disney to look a lot someone that had a more I guess just any kind of Middle Eastern heritage, I guess.
Basically, she's white, and she was playing Princess Jasmine.
Yeah, basically.
So that's the issue.
I guess that's the issue in a nutshell. But I didn't think she was too bad.
No, she wasn't bad. But I think the only way Disney really could have given merit to casting her over somebody that had, the right kind of ethnicity for what you'd expect, would be if Naomi Scott was just so perfect and such a standout actress for the role. Yeah. She wasn't.
No, I agree.
Anyone could have done it.
Yeah.
So yeah, she was a bit of a letdown.
Yeah, I agree with that. And that brings me on to the original song. Now, obviously Disney have one eye on the Oscars when they make these films, which is why in Beauty and the Beast they made an original song. And I imagine in Lion King they'll probably have an original song. And the same applies to Aladdin. They wrote a new song which was performed by Jasmine. My personal feeling on it is that it was completely unnecessary.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're going to play it in just a second. So the message is hardly subtle. And what they were trying to do with Jasmine's character to try and bring it into the 21st century, it was like they could have been so much more discreet about it and it would have made the same point, but they were just sort of punching us in the face with messages of equality. And it was just too full on that it had the opposite effect, I think.
I agree completely. And I'm really surprised, actually. I overheard a conversation about this song earlier in the week.
Yeah.
And it was two women talking about it. They loved it and they were going, yeah, when I saw it, I was like, you go, girl. And I was just thinking, well, it obviously had that impact for some people then, but I just thought it was just, they crowbarred it in just to make a point.
Absolutely. And I'm like, I get what Disney are trying to do, and I think that was good of them to try and modernise it a little bit. But the performance of it in the film just feels like you're stepping entirely out of the story and going into a music video for 3 minutes.
Yeah, it was in the wrong place. It didn't go. It didn't fit with the whole rest of the film. Yeah. That's the thing. It was like somebody else had come in and just said, yeah, just chuck this in.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like it was done by someone completely different.
But that said, Disney have an almost infallible record at getting Best Original Song nominations at the Oscars. Expect this to be around for a good 10 months yet. And just in case you don't hear it enough over the next year, here it is now. This is Speechless, performed by Naomi Scott from Aladdin. No, it's not. That's Friend in Me. I'd love to play that again. Sadly, here is Speechless.